Hey Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. We have a big new moon solar eclipse in a very sensitive area of your chart, the fourth house. Your home, your family, your roots, the foundation of your life. And this is important for that reason, but also because you rule the moon. So any eclipses, anything going on, super important. We're going to find out what the next 6 months might hold for you in this area of your life. So keep watching. So Cancer, welcome to the channel or welcome back. So good to see you here. All right, so let's discuss some astrology first, and then we'll get into our oracle card pull and tarot reading of what you need to know for this new moon solar eclipse in Libra happening October 2nd. So this eclipse is really interesting because, of course, new moons are about new beginnings, planting new seeds. However, this eclipse is conjunct the South Node, which has been traveling through Libra the last 14 months. So there has been some upheavals with your home and family life in this time period. The South Node will leave Libra middle of January, end of January 2025. But this South Node, again, about endings, but it's conjunct an energy of beginnings, the new moon. So it's one door closes, another door opens. Mercury is also conjunct this new moon solar eclipse, Mercury in Libra. So you may be weighing some different options about new beginnings of where you want to live, how you want to live, who you want to live with. And Venus, which rules Libra, is in Scorpio, which is your fifth house of love, romance, creativity, taking a risk, taking a chance, pleasure. So issues with your children or grandchildren, if you have them, may be on the table as well in terms of possibly changes on the home front. But it could also be, too, that you want a fresh beginning wherever you're living that brings you more joy and pleasure, or even maybe a new romance. Moving for love is not out of the question here. Now, Mars is currently transiting through your sign. It's going to be in your sign until December. It'll go into Leo briefly. It'll be back in your sign retrograde in January. Through our 6-month period of looking at this eclipse energy. So especially when Mars goes retrograde in your sign, you may be rethinking in January, February, what you decide now. So I would say, be flexible with any type of new beginnings or new initiatives or decisions you make in October and November. Especially Mars retrograde in your second house of money in December, maybe bringing up some rethink of plans because of money negotiations. But then you may just have a big rethink of what you're doing in early 2025 when Mars is retrograde in your sign. Mars in our transiting through our own, natal sign can bring a lot of feisty energy. Like we kind of can get a little assertive, possibly a little irritable, a little combative, a little like my way or the highway type energy. And of course, Mars rules your 10th house of career. So there could be some things also that, you want to switch up with your career, but they may also be affected by that fourth house, what's going on with your family or your financial stability, which is where the new moon eclipse is. So, there's multi-layers going on here, as there always is when we look at the full astrological wheel. So home life situations and the foundation of your life, it's not just an isolated situation. There are other aspects of your life that are going to impact whatever you decide over the next 6 months. Of course, changes are on the way. You may have already had some changes. As I said, South Node conjuncting this eclipse is getting rid of the old. And then the new moon is about bringing in the new. So some of you are going to have very significant changes in your life of where you're living, how you're living over the next 6 months. And you may not even see it now, but It will become apparent. It will become apparent in 6 months. All right, let's see what we need to know for you. Cancer. And it can also be, you know, maybe you get a roommate or a grandchild comes to live with you or something like that. I mean, or an elderly parent. It can be like those types of things that may shake up also your living situation. Or it could be the opposite. Maybe somebody finally moves out. You have an empty nest and then you got to figure out, you know, what are you doing? And you may change your residence as a result of that. Like maybe you've been living in the suburbs. Let's say that you're a single parent. You've been living in the suburbs. You've been raising your kids. Then they're all gone. They leave the nest. And now you're kind of like, what am I doing out here? There's no single people in the suburbs. What am I going to do? And so you move to a, you know, maybe a bigger city or a place where there's more single people. It's like that type of thing. I like concrete examples. So let's see. But also the moon. I mean, it's very, I'm not going to take that because too many fell out. It's very personal to you. That is your ruling energy. So, all right, let's see. We have the sacred union. Beautiful. We have beloved within, inner and outer relationships. Yeah. And how do they support you? I mean, Libra is the sign of relationships. So how is your foundation in life in terms of your relationships and the unions you have with other people? Are they beloved? Are they filled with love and joy? Okay. And also the relationship you have with yourself. I mean, even though this, you know, it says inner and outer relationships, even though this is in your 4th house, it's still the moon. It's your energy. So it can be also the relationship you have with yourself and how secure you're feeling about who you are, your foundation in life. Are you there for yourself? Do you have your own back? Okay, so it can be stuff like that. But, and as it says, beloved within. So there is something in terms of also a new beginning in terms of how you are feeling about yourself and what you're doing for your foundational security. What you're doing to make yourself happy. Venus in the 5th house. And also, how does this also impact your career as well? With Mars in your current sign, but also ruling your 10th house. Well, Mars in not your current sign, but Mars in Cancer currently in your sign. So let's see what we need to know. So there's a lot of layers, a lot of interesting nuances here with this energy. But I think it's a new beginning in terms of operating at a greater self-love and self-care as well. With the people closest to you, 4th house, the Fool, the Queen of Pentacles, Page of Swords in your heart, the King of Wands, the feminine version. There's male and female kings in this. And the 5 of Pentacles. I cannot end on a 5 of Pentacles. And the 7 of Wands. More Mars energy. Okay. This is what I feel. I think there's going to be a change for you in the spring. You're working toward it now. The Fool is the first energy here. So this new moon solar eclipse is going to set you on a path. You can see here, this path. But there's an alligator at the end of this path. So there is something to watch out for on this new path. And it can be something to do with, somebody around you, but it could also just be your own internal thoughts or situations going on with the 5 of Pentacles over here. Okay, but it also can be something to do with money, the Queen of Pentacles here. But she is a very strong manifestation energy. So, and Pentacles for me are about self-esteem. So it can be something about having the strong inner belief that you can make it to an entirely new beginning for yourself and be happy. And that includes a change of residence. That's also this over here. 7 of Wands, notice this guy in this deck is breaking free. He's busting loose. And 7 of Wands is connected with Mars energy. And Mars is in your sign right now. So whatever this Fool is, there is something about you escaping. But something's holding you back, this 5 of Coins. It could be money. It's possible. And that's what you're going to focus the next 6 months on to manifest, Queen of Pentacles, the money you need in order to make this bold change. Here's more Mars too with the King of Wands showing up. But this is more like end of March, April, when we have our next eclipse, end of March in Aries. So, and again, this reading is for 6 months. So I feel like this is going to be a process you are working through. But you have these very clear energies of, I do need a fresh start. I need to bust loose, bust free. And I need the money and or greater belief in myself that I can do it. Okay, now the Page of Swords is here, which is interesting. In this deck, you see he has the wish, the dandelion wish. He's on a stack of books. So this can be that you need to set your mind to new and creative solutions of how you're going to fulfill this wish to change up the foundation of your life in some way. Right? And the Five of Pentacles here can be to maybe admit that where you are now or the situation you're in, because it may not have to do with moving. It can be, I need a fresh emotional start with people around me. I can't have people around me who are giving me the cold shoulder and not talking to me or, treating me so I feel like an outcast, so it can be something like that also. With this King of Wands, like you kind of maybe reach this emotional breaking point. And that is also Mars transiting through your sign as well for this long period, right? This inner boiling of anger about maybe some sort of situation like a Five of Pentacles. It can also be boiling anger, maybe over your financial situation, but don't take that out on yourself. If you have truly been making efforts to change your finances, there's no sense in beating yourself up. And that's also what this is saying too, right? Be more kind and loving and gentle to yourself. Okay, that serves no purpose to beat yourself up. Okay, this can be solved. Money situations can be solved. Sometimes they take time to get solved. Yes. Okay, everybody wants quick fix, and that's not always the case. But if you do your homework, Page of Swords, and you keep your energy vibe in the Queen of Pentacles, like, I got this. I'm going to keep focusing on my goal. I am going to figure out solutions. I am going to take aligned action, King of Wands. And I'm going to, shift whatever this Five of Pentacles in, and I will bust loose out of whatever limitations have been facing me so that I have my beautiful new beginning, the Fool. And this is the foundation of your life. Something's got to give. Something's got to shift, got to change so that you feel more loved and supported. And sometimes, I've said this before on the channel, it can be a geographic cure. Sometimes it is. Sometimes the place that we currently are in, we've outgrown it, or the vibe has shifted. Our vibe has shifted. It doesn't fit us. It's not aligned anymore. And we have to find a new place in the sun, the Fool. We have to, take a leap of faith and try a new horizon for ourselves. And the thing is with Cancer energy associated, you rule the fourth house of home, right? Like you guys, once you're entrenched in a place that you feel is home, it's hard to pry you out of there, right? That's just your energy. It's not a criticism. That's just your energy. So I think there's something going on with an eclipse, a new moon solar eclipse in your fourth house of home. Hello, this is significant. And this energy is suggesting to try to find solutions to pry yourself loose, as he's doing with these bars here. He's prying himself open out of this self-imposed situation, this prison or whatever this is, this cage, in order to feel more free and more aligned. And also, I would say prosperous, because the connection with the 10th house, North Node's in your 10th house. So there's things here like, you could be like, well, I really like where I live, but you know what? There's just no opportunities. There's just no jobs. And maybe there's jobs over here. And again, it can be facing Page of Swords, doing the research and facing that if I want my wishes to happen and I want more financial prosperity and not be in a Five of Coins situation, that I'm going to have to make a bold move. I'm going to have to change up what I am doing. And I realize that is not always easy. I do understand that. But if this is resonating and this fits for you, then that may be some things to look at. It's about treating yourself, right? The sacred union, the beloved within. What does your beloved within need? Maybe the beloved within, her desires or his desires have been kind of ignored. 5 of coins. Because of safety and security. I'll just stay here. But meanwhile, your soul, the beloved within, is crying out, I need freedom. I need to make more money. I need to have money left over at the end of the month so I can take an art class. Again, that 5th house that's being activated for you. Or I want to be closer. This is another possibility. I really do want to be closer to my children or my grandchildren or other family. 5th house. Or I just need more from my career. I'm bored. 10th house. All these things that are coming up. What does your beloved within really want to be happy and to feel absolutely beautiful and joyful and creative, luscious and abundant? Those are the things to be asking yourself in this 6-month process as you do the 7 of Wands by, I'm trying to remember, I think it's the middle of April when Mars goes back into Leo and it'll be out of your sign. So you have a long time with Mars in your sign, riling you up, stirring up the deep emotions within you to get you to look at things that the beloved within has been trying to get your attention about, that it needs to feel love and joy and happiness. So Cancer, leave me a comment. Let me know what's going on for you with these energies, what you plan on doing with them over the next 6 months. I would love to hear. As always, if you feel like hit that thumbs up, that would be awesome. Sharing it out. All that video engagement really helps YouTube recognize my channel and push the videos out to more people, which is so helpful to me, and I really appreciate it. But interesting stuff going on here. I mean, we all live under the same skies. All of us are feeling the cosmic shakeup with these energies, this eclipse, especially conjunct the South Node, because it is a major letting go, but also we got to start again type energy. And with Mercury conjunct, it's time to rethink in a balanced way, right? It's not either or. It's like, what do I need fully in my life to feel aligned and balanced? And something I think maybe has been a little imbalanced for you. And this eclipse is drawing your attention to that as well. So anyway, love you guys and take care. I will see you again soon. Stella Wilde signing out.